I dare you and Gandhi, which is Paul's nickname, to not have sex for 3 weeks until the wedding day. Hi everyone, it's me, Issaplease, and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, make sure to click that subscription button and that notification so we can have a good time. If you don't know who I am, my name is Issaplease and I like to make videos about basically anything and everything. For this video though, we're gonna be talking about a lot of questions that you would normally ask someone who's getting married but you think it's a little bit inappropriate. If there's anything kind of juicy about the wedding that you guys wanted to know, I challenge my friends to ask me these questions so that I can talk about them in the video today. And you guys pulled through. I have a bunch of questions that I cannot wait to answer for you guys. Let's just go straight into the questions. You know Boss asked, what excites you more about the wedding, and is there going to be a flash mob? No. I appreciate the thought of flash mobs, but honestly, like, I would not do a flash mob for my wedding. No shade to anyone who's done it, but it's just not my style. I think it's kind of tacky. What excites you more about the wedding? I think it's honestly just having my gown. Okay, honestly, I'm super like not a wedding girl, but the only thing that's really been making me feel excited about the wedding is my gown. I'm excited to marry Paulo, of course, but like, I'm very excited about the gown. Okay. Hi Jessa. She has 3 questions. Question number 1, which one of you always starts the fights? Who starts the fights? It's me. Like, I make Paulo mad all the time. Like, I'm just one of those people who really likes to piss off the people I love. Like, our biggest problem is that I don't listen to him. I think I start the fight because Paulo shows irritation or irritability towards me, and then I'll get mad first because I'll be like, come at me, bitch! And then after that, like, he'll finish it off because I'm most of the time wrong or can't back my shit up. But I'm right sometimes, you know, just small times. We don't really fight a lot, so. Okay, number 2. Which one of you always asks for sexy time or sino ang mahilig? Okay, me. I will admit me. I'm a Scorpio, so I know that doesn't really say anything, or I guess like I'm gonna lose half my followers for saying that I'm a Scorpio, because I know y'all hate Scorpios and stuff, but I'm a Scorpio and I think it's in our being to be very sexual and stuff like that, so it's always me. Number 3, have you picked out names of your soon-to-be children? Paulo has this delusion that if he has a son, he's going to name it Nikolai Dimitri. He wants to name our firstborn son Nikolai Dimitri. And I'm just like, Nikolai Dimitri, gandiyon ko na. He kind of likes the Russian sounding names because he thinks like you'll never get bullied with such a butch name like that. I kind of want like very like American names like Taylor or Dallas or just like names like that. But for like girls, I haven't really thought of it. Like, for a very long time, I liked Mila. I like the name Mila for a girl. And I like Olivia because of Olivia Reyes. But I kind of don't want to name my kid after a celebrity kid name. So, we're not going that route. Because remember the year when Santino was such a big deal? Their kid's name was Santino or Santina. So, we're not going to do that, okay? The next question is from Life of Michaela. She has a lot of questions and they're pretty good. What are my non-negotiable conditions as a bride and as a couple? We both are not like huge wedding people, but we wanted to get married, but we just kind of wanted it to be like a gathering of friends. So our conditions are more like, we don't want it to be like a super extravagant wedding. Like, we don't want it to be like OA ra ba OA. We want a simple wedding, but at the same time, I want our wedding to be remembered. I'm playing around with the program with the decorations and stuff like that, but I do believe that you can have a wedding like that and not spend so much. So if you're someone who kind of judged us and thought that our wedding was gonna be so grand, if you knew us, you would definitely know that me and Paulo, we don't like to floss, we don't like to live beyond our means. We're pretty like chill people, so yeah. What do you think would be nice or necessary but you can do away with? Like, I'm not even doing like those something blue, something borrowed, something whatever. If I could like not even have a cake slicing, we wouldn't have a cake slicing because like we don't eat cake. So let's just be real. There's so many things about weddings that I hate. I hate weddings. So you're gonna ask me like, why are you guys deciding to get married anyways? But like, we decided to get married, of course, because we want our marriage to be honored by God and by the church and like in front of our family. So if you're already gonna do that, might as well have a wedding. People assume that I'm willing to spend like 150,000 pesos on flowers. That fucking die. This is something that me and my mom have argued about on like more than one occasion, because she insists that weddings have flowers and stuff like that, but I hate flowers and I would cry about it because apparently flowers are more important than the bride on her wedding day. It was just like, you know, there's just like so much nonsense that go around weddings and flowers. And like me and Paulo's relationship, I never asked him to buy me flowers. We kind of had to go around it. Like, I changed so many things about it. Like, the boutonnieres aren't gonna be flowers, they're gonna be pins. My flower girls aren't gonna have flowers, they're gonna just have turbans on their hair, and I'm gonna tie it to look like a flower and stuff like that. So it's just really trying to get away with the flowers. Decorations wise, no flowers, because I don't like flowers. But I will have a bouquet, and my bridesmaids will have bouquets. Yeah, that's it. I'm done talking about flowers, how much I hate them. Do you want to talk about having and not having a prenup? Interesting question, because I did get asked if we will be getting a prenup, and you can see lines on my face now because that's like the shadow. I'm about to lose light, guys, so we might change positions later. Me and Paulo like don't believe in getting prenups, because my head, prenups are more like if you are not sure, or like if just in case you guys get divorced and stuff like that. Like, I honestly don't think that Paulo and I will ever get divorced or like annulled and stuff like that. So we literally don't own anything to ask for prenups. That's just like the realest of real of it. So no prenups. Is it necessary or just a quality to give a gift to your fiance if you have lived in? Like, is my yes to marrying him not like the greatest gift? Do I have to get him something else? I just don't want to deal with it right now, honest. Just having to go out and think of a gift for Paulo is just really something that I don't want to do, and I don't expect him to get me a gift either. So let's just not with the gifts, okay? Like, if he dances and surprises me, then that's a gift already. I don't need him to spend so much more on top of what we're already spending. What do you think makes people want to cross the line? Like, I don't understand this question, but she talks about like living in. Now we're yellow. Okay, let's talk about living in a little bit. Me and Paulo have lived in for a while now because it was like just economical for us. To each is their own. There are pros and cons to living in with your boyfriend or your fiance before getting married. The pros of this were, I know Paulo, like I know the smell of his shit. I know, like, I can smell it and be like, that's like some wet poop today. Or I'd be like, it's kind of dry, you're dehydrated, go drink some water. I know the way he sleeps, and we've kind of like built a routine around each other. So when we get married, it's kind of just like, I don't have to go through the honeymoon stage and stuff like that and then getting to know each other, because when me and Paulo started living in together, it was so hard for us both because I didn't know how to do anything. Like, I had to call my yaya because I didn't know how to wash my bras and my underwear and shit like that. I literally had to like YouTube everything, like washing meat, cutting tomatoes, cutting onions and stuff like that, because I did not know how to do anything. The first 2 years of us living in together was a lot of me crying and feeling bad for myself because I felt like I didn't know how to do anything. But he kind of like, he understood it. He was always like, oh, don't worry, like I know how to do this because I've lived alone. He lived in China, he lived in Manila and all that stuff. Like, I'm a big boy, he's sophisticated, but I'm not. So he kind of taught me. He was very patient with me when it came to that. So now when we get married, it's just like, oh, which is also a con, because when we get married, after the wedding, we're coming home to this house, and we're just gonna be like, so you got married, high five. And then I wake up in the morning and put on my regular clothes, and it's just gonna be like, oh, so you got married yesterday? Yeah, let's go watch TV. There's literally nothing, because we're not gonna go on like our honeymoon until like 2 months later. Like, we haven't even booked tickets. Like, I don't even know what we're doing for our honeymoon yet. Like, there are so many pros, but at the same time, if me and Paulo do decide that we're gonna have kids, it's not gonna be hard for us to transition into that, because if we had not lived in together, he would have to deal with Issa not knowing how to do stuff, us not having like this kind of chemistry and like just the way we kind of do things, and then we would have to go from honeymoon to realizing stuff, the realizing stuff phase, and like the realities of it, and like kind of adjusting to each other and our schedules and just the way we live and stuff like that, and then have a kid, which is gonna add more chaos, and it's just gonna make our life so messed up, and like I'm just kind of happy that the only thing that we're gonna really have to get used to is having a baby and like being parents and stuff like that. So yeah, ang ana lang. But at the same time, making like us living in together has made me so uninspired to plan this wedding, just because like, oh, nothing's gonna change. Oh, like the money that we have, we're virtually like putting it into like not just the wedding but rent, groceries, and stuff that are more important. So I'm not like this girl who doesn't pay for rent and has so much money. It's like, I can't wait to spend it on like the wedding and stuff. Sometimes like a wedding and like a wedding party seems so unnecessary. So yeah, I'm not saying that it was a good idea to live in with your partner so that you could kind of see if you want to end up with this person or not, because me and Paulo started living in with each other with the thought that we are eventually going to get married. Let's just do this now because we need to save money, but not because like it was like a introduction. Like it wasn't like testing sa tabet to see if it was good. It was never anything like that. Like I never felt like that. So yeah, long answer. Probably didn't even answer your question, but that was it. Thanks a lot for that question, Michaela. What do you say to family members that aren't invited to the wedding? Interesting question. I'm sure that every single Filipino kind of understands this dilemma. Paulo has a big family, but they're all super close-knit. I have a lot of family as well. My biological family is, a lot of them are based in Cebu, like the Chinese people who we do not acknowledge. A lot of them I didn't invite. I have been pressured as a Filipino woman to invite all of my family members, but I just simply cannot afford to invite everyone. And even if I could afford to invite everyone, I wouldn't want to. We don't greet each other on Christmas, on Valentine's Day, on New Year's Eve, on my birthdays. Like we never talk. So why would I invite them to our wedding, right? Like it doesn't make sense. I refuse to be pressured to do this or to invite everyone because I don't owe them anything, okay? How to mommy asked, are you and your mother-in-law getting along well? Hala, hashtag chismis. Me and Paulo's mom are pretty good. Paulo's like the youngest, so his parents are like a little older as compared to my mom, because she had me young, because she's like, obviously I don't have the same relationship with my mom and my mother-in-law, because me and my mom are like super duper close. She's like my best friend and stuff. But me and my soon-to-be mother-in-law are pretty good. Like I love the fact that she's not like controlling. She's not like, oh, you have to do this. Because like I've heard of like stories where I've heard from my coordinator where some of the brides' mothers-in-laws are super controlling, that basically they plan the wedding for the kids and for the brides, and then the brides don't get to do anything. She's never like that. Like I've never had an issue with her. And like we see them quite often. Like we'll have lunch, we'll have dinner, we'll like talk, but like wala. So I really like that. I really appreciate about them. So me and my mother-in-law are pretty cool. Like she's cool. My father-in-law are cool. The whole family is cool. I'm so, like, honestly, I'm so happy to be marrying into this family, because like I've never really had an issue with any of them. Dear C, or I think DRC, she asked a bunch of questions, but she asked, who is your coordinator? Did you opt for a wedding package? So my coordinator is Pink Blush Co. I think it's like Pink Blush or Blush something. Basta. It's by Karen Go. I call her Atsy. So she's my coordinator, and I opted for like an on-the-day coordination just because it made more it made sense for me to get an on-the-day coordinator, because I have coordinated for events, or I've done events before, so I already basically know like suppliers and stuff like that. She honestly doesn't act like an on-the-day coordinator. She acts like a semi-coordinator, because like she, like, whenever I want to meet her, she'll meet me and stuff. But what I also like about her is that she's not just the coordinator, she's also my florist and my stylist. So I don't have to spend getting a florist and getting like another stylist, which eventually will cause problems, because like there's just so many people that you have to talk to. Like it's just one person, so it kind of just lessens the cost and lessens the chances of anything bad going on during the wedding. So I'm pretty happy about that. But she's busy right now. I've been trying to find her for like a week or like almost a month, but she's busy, so I'll just see her like next week or whatever. So how much would be the safest budget for a decent wedding or a grand wedding like yours? See girl, it's not gonna be a grand wedding. It's super chill. Your wedding budget can depend. It could be like as low as like 50,000. It can be as high as $1 million, or it can be in the middle. The very first thing that you have to do is set your budget. Our agreement was we would not have a wedding that we could not be able to spend for with our money. So with that, it basically means that it's gonna be a very small wedding because we cannot afford that much. You can have like a wedding list of 15 people and spend like still $1 million. It really depends, but 50,000 I think for wedding, it's a good start. Just don't like rent a gown or something. You're only gonna wear it once anyways, diba? Depende na gina. It really depends. I honestly don't believe that weddings have to be expensive. I don't believe in spending all my money just on one day. I'd rather have like a really good marriage than a really nice wedding. I don't have like a dream wedding. My dream wedding is just to get drunk. So I have another question that says, not asked, but I dare you and Gandhi, which is Paul's nickname, to not have sex for 3 weeks until the wedding day. Sure ka 3 weeks lang or ganahan ka like 6 months because we can go longer. We're so busy and like we have family over. It's just like you don't like when you're so stressed. I don't think you actually think about having sex, so you probably won't. Christian Layase, or Layase as I like to pronounce it, is asking, what's the most expensive thing you had to pay for the wedding? Is it the ring, the venue, or the food? Alright, so let me break it down for you. The most expensive thing that we had to pay for is definitely the food. Photo, video, then it's your decorations, and then it's your coordinator fee, and then it's your everything else. Like everything else is just like, it just trickles down. Like your wedding gown is probably in that area too. Everything else just kind of trickles down, like preparation, gowns for everyone else, the makeup artist, blah 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 blah, and then like, and it kind of like just builds up and you realize like, oh shit, I'm spending more money than I actually wanted to. So weddings are insane, okay? Just get married at City Hall. Just kidding. Or am I? Who is walking you down the aisle? Which is a pretty interesting question because I have two dads. I have a biological dad and my stepdad. So if you are new to this channel, you can check out this video where I talk about my biological dad and getting adopted. My stepdad and my real mom are walking me down the aisle, so that's my Papa Lander and my mommy Kathy. They're walking me down the aisle, but on the invitations I do acknowledge my biological dad on it, but I just don't want 3 people walking me down the aisle. Like no tea, no shade. First of all, I don't want 2 guys walking me down the aisle, and I want my mom to walk me down the aisle. It's really important for me that she does because she's my mommy and I love her, and she's never ever gotten married. It's her dream to walk down the aisle. So that's kind of like, mommy, let's walk down the aisle together. There's too many daddies. But my biological dad is okay with it because we had this conversation many moons ago. So yeah, it's just gonna be my mom and my papa, and we're all good with that. And if they're not okay with it, if there are people who are not okay with it, then it's okay if you don't attend the wedding. I won't get hurt by. Where will you live after the wedding? Here! But those are basically all the questions that you guys asked me for the wedding, or in terms of the wedding. So if there's something like, if you guys feel like we're on the same boat, then let me know. If there's anything that you want to ask or say in the comment section, whether it be good or bad, leave them in the comment section below. I'm always open to your criticisms and I'm ready to fight y'all. I'm just kidding. I hope that you guys like this video. I cannot wait to do the second part of this, which is how I'm getting ready for the wedding, because I lost 10 pounds prior to the wedding, so I can't wait to tell you guys how I did it and like just talk about it and stuff like that. So yeah, I hope that you guys like this video. I had so much fun talking about it and just like letting all my grievances out in like the proper venue, because I was gonna do this a long time ago. Please do like, subscribe, and follow me on all my socials. I am Issaplease, and if you like me enough, hit the notification button below, and if you like me even more, feel free to watch my other videos. I have a lot more content coming up soon, and let me know if there's something that you want me to do or talk about in the next video, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!